Good afternoon, everyone.
Wanker.
You did that last time. You fucking
But it's fucking brilliant.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Crucible Chat. It's that time of the week where I, Mike, otherwise known as the Gadget Addicts, get to talk about whatever the fuck it is I want. But before we get started, in the background there'll be a bit of Dying Light playing. I'll probably be dying. I haven't actually recorded it at this point because I wanted to get the chat done first, because I have two guests with me this week. We have the one, the only place you're going to find his real name is on the sex offenders register. It is Sneaky Johnson.
Alright.
I'll give you that nice big built-up intro, and that's all you've got to say. Alright.
Well, it's more me face and me looks and everything that I go by anyway, so my voice is just pathetic, so there you go.
Oh well, fair enough. Well, speaking of pathetic, in the other corner we have Robbie, otherwise known as the Bipolar Bear.
Now, you know what? If I had a heart, my feelings would be hurt right now. They would.
Yeah, but you don't have a heart. You've got several arses, though, and I don't understand that.
Well, that's what happens when you like a bit of chocolate. Honestly, after Easter, I sit down, I look like I'm melting.
I really was not sure where you were going with that.
There you go.
But anyway.
Sneaky, that's how you introduce yourself, you lazy ballad. Come on, let's get into this.
Right, okay, so if you've been anywhere near the internet this week, or Twitter, you'll have noticed that the entire internet has lost their shit about Black Ops 3 has been revealed. Yes, the Call of Duty cycle has started, a couple of months early, in fact, because it's only about May, June time that they announce it. But everyone seemed to be incredibly surprised that Treyarch are making a Call of Duty game to come out in November. I don't know where they get these ideas from, but hey. And the reason why I've brought on Rob and Sneaky is because I'm not a Call of Duty player. I know fuck all about Call of Duty. But these two had some very creative language about the Black Ops 3 reveal, and all the kind of online behaviour going about it. So I'm going to push it over to the floor. I'm going to take the lead off the bear and set Robbie away. Robbie, what have you got to say about it?
I think it looks great.
Really? Now that's a lie, isn't it?
What do you want me to... Alright. Okay, Black Ops 3. First of all, I'm not going to hate on a game that has already come out. That's fair enough. On the same hand, I'm not going to get all giddy as a schoolgirl about it either. Now, Black Ops 3... See, now, everyone's got short memories as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's got a fucking short memory, because you all think, Treyarch, David Vonderhaar, our saviour! He could literally beat an old woman to death, and they'd ask him, not why did you do it, not what did she do to you, they'd ask him, did you do it with a tomahawk or with a Bowie knife? Or That's what people would ask, and it doesn't seem to make sense. You have to remember, this man got death threats after he slightly nerfed the rate of fire on the DSR.
Right.
And the reasons over the last Call of Duty that they made, Black Ops 2, which, again, wasn't even that fucking good. It was the best of a bad situation. And now they are pushing it even more into the future with robots and gadgets and flying, I don't know, fucking everything. It's a joke. The whole series is crumbling in on itself, and as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be the final nail in the proverbial coffin.
Pretty much. Well, one thing I will say, it's not Black Ops 3. Everyone keeps calling it Black Ops 3. It's Titanfall 2.
Is that a fact?
It's the redesigned Titanfall 2, because if you look through what's been said and what's been released and everything, it hasn't got exosuits in, thank fuck. But the characters themselves are biogenetically enhanced, so they can slide, they can double jump, they can parkour off walls, they'll have guns, and there'll be some sort of robotic shit involved.
That does sound familiar.
Titanfall 2.
Hang on. Sneaky, first of all, fuck you. Okay? Never, ever breathe Titanfall and Call of Duty, and just never put them together, never compare them. You have something that is on a pedestal. You have a game that is just genius, which is just too good for people to even realise yet. In Titanfall, it has not hit its peak, nowhere near, and you got this fucking dead horse that's just trudging along a little bit more. No, it's not going to be Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 will be the Call of Duty final killer.
So,
I totally agree with that, man. I do really agree. It is really pissing us off. But that's all they're doing. The little fanboys are getting excited about a game that we enjoy and we play, and they're going to fucking kill it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the key thing. So there you go. Sneaky was talking about some stuff from that's been found on the Call of Duty website. Now it's not published yet. People can't see it, but those wonderful, wonderful super nerds at Charlie Intel, they decided to go through the source code of the website, which fuck knows why you'd want to, because I had a look earlier today and it's just boring.
It's amazing what you can do with the keyboard in one hand and the fucking dick in the other.
Well, well, they found on the Call of Duty website, buried deep within the code, this description. I'm going to read it out here. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is the first title for next-gen hardware. For a start, it's not next-gen, it's current-gen now. In the critically acclaimed Black Ops series. Developed by Treyarch, the award-winning creator of the two most-played games in Call of Duty history, Black Ops 3 deploys players into a dark, twisted future where a new breed of Black Ops soldiers emerges and the lines are blurred between our own humanity and the technology we created to stay ahead, in a world where cutting-edge military robotics define warfare. With 3 unique game modes, campaign, multiplayer and zombies, providing fans with the deepest and most ambitious Call of Duty ever. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't that almost the entire same description as Advanced Warfare? Just replacing Treyarch for Sledgehammer and zombies for paywall.
You also missed off the bit where you said you can call in your Titan as well.
I swear to God, if I see a reveal trailer and it does involve a robot dropping from the sky, I'll lose my shit, and I know you will as well, Sneaky.
Oh, I'll go fucking apeshit, because to me, Titanfall is sacred. It's the one game that hasn't been destroyed, that plays beautifully, it runs beautifully, it's got a fantastic little kick about it, and if the COD fanboys come and destroy it, I will go fucking apeshit. I think we've killed Robbie to the point where he's that angry he can't get his anger out.
Yeah, it's in fact, and I'll tell you that me, Robbie, and Sneaky, as well as Bandsaw the Hedgehog, we all talk on Facebook throughout pretty much every day. And when I seen that description that I just read out, I copied it and pasted it into the Facebook chat. And the next message I got from Robbie was, "It's made me bleed. I've got a nosebleed." He got so angry over this, he popped a blood vessel.
Which was also quickly turned into something very erotically dirty by Ben, asking for photos and everything not long afterwards. So I think we'll leave that little subject to itself, mate. But it's nosebleed inducing how they're trying to string this shit out, especially on YouTube, especially with all the daft little reveals and trailers and snippets and everything. It's starting to stick in the back of the throat, and the game's not even fucking made yet.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing as well, because there was this whole Snapchat shit that kicked off earlier in the week, wasn't there? Where they did a tiny title update to Black Ops 2, and one of the 75,000 players that are still playing that happens to have Snapchat and noticed that they had the little scan code in it. Scanned it, and then all of a sudden, every tiny fucking YouTuber on the planet, bar us three, are making videos saying, "Oh my god, it's the Black Ops 3 reveal. What does this tree mean? What does this eye mean? There's a man's voice. Could there be a male character in this game?" I mean, oh my fucking god.
I watched one video, and I only watched it because someone flagged it up and says, "You've got to see it. It's funny as fuck. It's the Black Ops 3 reveal, but you have to see how bad it is." And it was a kid who was filming himself on his phone. He turns so the camera's like facing towards him and the TV's in the background, whereas he talks his brother through the level of how to get there to film the little bit with the Snapchat icon on.
Oh my god.
This kid died twice on the way there. The kid didn't stop the film, just kept on going, talked away, sang to himself, eventually got there, recorded it for about 5 seconds as he died on it. He put the film out, put it into YouTube, and the last time I looked, I think he had about 3,000 views on that one video.
Fucking hell.
I could cry the amount of shite that people put out and people actually watch it. That's the most galling thing in the world.
So come on, Rob, you're being uncharacteristically quiet about this particular little part of the subject. Given that of the three of us, you're the one that uploads COD.
What do you want me to go into first, honestly?
Well, I tell you what. Start with the viral campaign, and then move into then just segue into the YouTubers. And if you can do it with one flowing collection of swear words, I'll love you forever.
Right. Well, the Snapchat campaign. All right. Yeah. it makes sense, you know, build hype within the game, within Snapchat, whatever the fucking hell that is. Alright, so I understand that you begin your viral campaign, that's all well and good, because everybody's after Call of Duty right now. Call of Duty, like, is shit hot, regardless, especially with being David Vonderhaar and the Treyarch team and all the rest of them. It's shit hot, so it makes perfect sense to build the hype early and to just tip them off where these Snapchats are. Fair enough, I completely understand that, but, like you said before, every fucking minnow wants to sell the shit down the river to gain a few subs, and the Call of Duty commentate, what could the Snapchat be? Is it a man, is it a bird, is it a plane, is it a ghost, is it a tree? I just don't fucking know, but I want it so bad! Oh, no, it's a fucking joke. The whole game is a joke. The whole game's a disgrace. Where you should be, especially tiny YouTubes. I get that the big ones do it, and trust me, I do. They do it for a living. That's how they've got to feed the family, wife, kids, whatever. They've got to do it that way. That is fine. No problem with that whatsoever. But then the smaller guys, the smaller ones, about our size, bit bigger, bit smaller, they're just eating this shit up like giving a child crack. And it's beyond a joke. They are uploading this and they are gaining publicity off someone else's work, first of all. And just, it's utter bollocks. Making up these crazy ideas that it could possibly, whatever it could possibly fucking be, when all they've got to do is just sit on the fucking hands and be patient. If people want to upload their opinions about the reveal, people want to upload their opinions about the multiplayer reveal, whatever, yeah, I'm fine with that, because you know what? I like Call of Duty in general. I like it to see how other people play it, how other people talk about it, and what other people feel about it in general. But bullshit like this, I cannot fucking stand. And all it is feeding fuel to the fire, building up the hype for what is going to be an ultimate fucking letdown.
Well, sorry. Then there was all that shit in the weeks before this Snapchat thing. Obviously, bear in mind, this has only been a few days old. This, but there were so many people, because I'd seen it in my sub feeds and on Twitter and that, with people going on about rumors about COD 2015 rumors, which I think is where you started getting annoyed in the first place. And it was
oh my god, yeah, Call of Duty rumors. I could whack something together on PicMonkey and send it to some retard YouTuber saying, oh, I wonder what this could be. It's a picture of David Vonderhaar eating a sandwich. Does that mean there's going to be ham? Does that mean there's going to be bacon? Is bacon going to be a gun at Call of Duty? Are we going to be able to shoot bacon discs at people? I just don't know. 10,000 fucking views. Piece of piss.
Easily. But yeah, it seems that there was something someone said to us online the other day, and it was 5 years ago, Call of Duty, you'd talk about it for 3 months and you'd play it for 10. Now, you'd play Call of Duty for 2 months and then you talk about it for the next 10.
Yeah, well, that's what it's gone. And I mean, I said before, I understand it, because Call of Duty Ghosts, it was just fucking wank. Alright? Advanced Warfare was just shite. But think back, just cash your mind, because people have got short memories now. They're getting all excited about the reveal, and they are like fucking bunnies on acid right now. They are hopping around everywhere. You can't chill them out. They're fucking squeezing onto the scuff controllers and drinking the Gamma Labs. And you've got to think back. Think when Call of Duty Ghosts got revealed initially. There's fish that move out of the way. Whoop-de fucking do, Basil! Advanced Warfare, you can rip a car door off and use it as a shield to smash up against your enemies. And what ultimately happened? The same shit as before. And what's going to happen now? I can call it for you right now. Black Ops 3 is going to be a fucking failure, because its knees are going to crumble due to the pressure and the expectancy of the Call of Duty quote-unquote community, because I use that term very fucking loosely. So, yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 will be dead by June. Simple as that.
Call of Duty as a franchise now is dead.
It's literally going to be the last nail in the coffin, and that is it.
It can't live up to its own hype. There's no way in hell they can make a game live up to its own hype like this. There's not enough substance for the amount of hype that they have. Simple as that.
You see, the thing I always wonder about Call of Duty is that they spend, because obviously a lot of the advertising and the hype early on is about the single-player campaign. Because I remember last year with Advanced Warfare, it was the whole thing with Kevin Spacey being in it, and then showing off all the different cutscenes, which, as far as I'm aware, most of the single player was cutscene, as is the one with a
kind
lot
of like
the
person. Order.
Yeah, as is a lot of the AAA titles at the minute.
Definitely.
But and no one seems to focus marketing-wise on the multiplayer, but there's also that huge split. There are those people who will never play the campaign, who will always play the multiplayer, and vice versa. And I kind of always wonder whether it's a case of, or whether Call of Duty would be better off having separate series, where you would have single-player games that have the length to be interesting for a long time, you know, and it's proved it's been possible because Wolfenstein: The New Order was 20 hours long and it was fucking interesting from start to finish. Or have a dedicated Call of Duty style multiplayer game like, and we've said it, Titanfall, which again can hold your attention provided you've got enough people online on it, but then you separate these two camps out and then you can build the appropriate amount of hype properly either way.
Thing is, though, I mean, I wouldn't like to want to go buy 2 games because I play both. I play the campaign and I play the multiplayer. I don't want to go buying both sets. It's like what Sledgehammer have done this year and putting the zombies behind a season pass.
Yeah.
So you're gonna. That's just going the right way to piss a lot of people off.
Well, actually, that makes me wonder then about this other thing in this Black Ops 3 reveal, where it does mention zombies. Is that going to be behind a paywall? Because
no, they're not that stupid.
A lot of people bought it. Yes, but a lot of people were stupid enough to buy it this year. That's the issue.
I reckon they'll paywall it out. Like if it's worked with Advanced Warfare. A lot of people waited for the zombies specifically from Advanced Warfare, and it brought a little bit of life back to Advanced Warfare. So they will do it for Black Ops. They will lock away the zombies for a month or so.
Then where do they go with that though? Because then that's just leading us down a path that is way too dark in terms of what else we can buy in that game.
Well, I'm just going to throw it out there. 3 words: advanced supply drops.
Oh, that shit can kiss my fucking arse.
But a lot of people said, no, Activision are never going to be that seedy. They're never going to put in pay-to-win microtransactions, and they fucking did.
Activision would beat the shit out of it and then mug their own nan for £2.50 in a Twix.
Yeah, but you never like to think that they actually would. Call me an eternal optimist, but, you know.
Have you ever watched any of that? The supply drop opening vids?
No. Oh, fucking hell, no.
I watched one, right, because it piqued my curiosity. I was like, right, you can now buy them. I mean, well, what can you get them? Is it any different from a normal one you get in game, or they're like exclusive? I was like, well, I didn't really know. So I found one. He was on like 100,000 views or something. I was, oh, I'll watch this one. And it was a kid that had spent $100 and then filmed himself for the next 20 minutes, opening each one, going through each little thing that he got, deleting the ones when his inventory was full, then opening the next one, then watching every single one that he'd done. $100 worth, and it wasn't the first video he'd made doing that.
100k, you'll bring that money back in, no problem.
Money in the pocket.
To be fair, if it ever came to a point in my life where I made a video that consisted of me spending £100 on digital nothing that had no guarantee of the final end product, I fear that Emma would kill me. I fear it would be my last ever video because you'd find me under the patio.
We knew.
Or
Emma
not
would
find you. Should be the better term.
Yeah.
But now we know where to loot just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
But either way, that's just ridiculous.
Advanced supply drops are a joke. It's just milking it for everything they can. And the only reason they're doing that is because the game's selling so poorly that the people... Because there's nobody really out there who likes Advanced Warfare. There isn't many. There's very few. You either love it and will defend it to the hilt, or fucking hate it. Wouldn't piss on it unless if it was on fire. And that's kind of the two splits. So what they're doing, they're abusing the people who do love the game by putting this shit in, by making them pay through the nose for stuff that will make you technically, like what you think will make you a better player just by according to a couple of green bars on a screen. That's all it is.
I've lost my work, all of it.
You see, that's always the issue I've had with microtransactions. It's because I don't mind paying for something if I'm actually going to get something tangible. It's why I'm a little bit iffy on digital downloading games, but I'm old school like that. I like a disc in my hands. But the whole concept of microtransactions to me just it is so abhorrent, because especially the way it's done these days, where it's like it's surprise packs. So it's get like your FIFA Ultimate Team packs or your Hearthstone card packs. You got no fucking clue what you're going to get in them.
No.
And it means, you know, granted, yes, each one is tiny. You know, you could pay 69 pence for, or I think it's £1 for 5 Hearthstone cards. And it's like buying cards at, you know, buying Magic the Gathering cards down at Forbidden Planet. You know, you can open them up and you might have swaps or whatever, but you can't guarantee what you're going to get. And to me, that you haven't got something in your hands, and it seems like a waste of money. And I think it would be, to me, it feels like an incredible waste of money to put it into something like Call of Duty, where you're already paying £45 for the game, and then £20 for the fucking season pass, so you can
No,
get
it's
the
40
mode
quid
that
for
should
the
be
season pass, dude.
40.
It's 40 quid for the season pass, yeah.
Fuck me sideways. Either way, so that's 80 quid already, 85 quid before you've even turned around twice. And then how much of the advanced supply drops?
Honestly, got no idea.
I think
they are quite expensive though, like a quid a drop or something, aren't they?
I think it's like 69 pence or 59 pence or something for one something stupid.
For one, and you get what do you get? You get a weapon, a skin, and a perk or something like that, don't you?
You're not guaranteed to get any of them. You could get like 3 skins.
Yeah, or character customization stuff.
Oh fuck
get,
me!
like a bloodshed helmet.
Nah, no way, no way in fucking hell. At least if I buy a Hearthstone pack, I know I'm getting 5 cards I could put in a deck.
The thing is, though, man,
it's like going to a fair or a tombola and putting £1 in a charity pot and having like a lucky dip.
Yeah.
Putting your hand in and pulling out this really shit present, and you look at the charity people that's run, you go, yeah, look, just keep the pulling, I'll drop that back in.
Yeah.
But going back 100 times in that one day, just in case you get a Cartier or a bone at the bottom, and you know it's never ever going to happen, but one day it might. It might.
Yeah, it's kind of like the more it beats you, the more you love it, and the more you want it to work for you.
No, I just this might be because I'm not a Call of Duty player, and I haven't been one for a long time. Last Call of Duty I played was Modern Warfare 2. And I love that game.
I mean, that's the problem with Call of Duty now. I mean, it's what Call of Duty used to be was a game for blokes, essentially. Sounds gay, but, you know, I'm not doing a fucking working for the weekend style here. But, you know, it's one of them games, you know, you come home, you grab a pint, and your kids are asleep and whatnot. You jump online and you shoot the shit out of people. You run around, you have a fucking good time doing it, and you have a chat with people, you know, whether it be your friends, whether it be with randoms. Maybe you give each other a bit of shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's about, just running around having a good time. But ever since the pro scene took over and the children find it now, the children love it. And I blame the marketing, I blame the fucking shit parents, I just blame everyone involved, because now children run the show. They aim the games now to be made for children, essentially. You know, Pokemon is no more a child's game as what Call of Duty is. It's simple as that. You can put them two together and parents will buy them for the kids. And that is what's ruining it. That's why you see such obnoxious players out there. And that's what pisses me off the most. Nobody gives a fuck about the next player. And with this continued formula that they've got going on, you look at Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is a perfect example. You see the DSR, the Ballista, the SVU, all the auto-aim in the world on them guns. That's why everybody uses them. And then they claim that there's something special when they are using them as well.
Right.
And then it's the same with MW3 and MW2 as well. The quickscoping in them games is just fucking ridiculous. Well, people abuse that just to try and get a leg up on the next opponent. So there's no, like I said, there's no real Call of Duty community. It's just a poison well with a lot of snakes and a few nice people just caught amongst the shit. And that's what annoys me going forward. Now, the thing is, why I wanted Black Ops 3 to be... I didn't want it to be Black Ops 3. I wanted it to be World at War 2. Alright, so then it takes the bullshit away. And then you've got World War 2 weapons. You haven't got target finders. You haven't got auto-aim sniper rifles. You haven't got fucking laser guns, you know.
You haven't got exosuits.
In a world of Call of Duty, I don't want to be running around walls. I don't want to be exo jumping. I don't want to be sat in some fucking corner either with a thermal scope, dressed as a fucking Christmas tree. I want to just tear ass about the map, just shoot some people in the face, get some kill streaks, and enjoy it. That's it.
You know,
when I first started playing Call of Duty, I used to sit in my chair and think, what the fuck? Because I got my ass kicked over and over and over again, and that is how I learned to get better at the game. Now they introduce things like skill-based matchmaking, target finders, thermal sights, all that utter bullshit, just to make it more friendly so more people will pick up and buy it and play it. So, you know, the casual players like myself who have put the time and who have put the effort in can still get shit on by these bunch of scrubs running around with all these attachments that help them out. And that is, for me, that is just aiming your audience towards the children. And of course the children love MLG, so what's going to sell most? You know, fuck the casuals, fuck the rest of us who just want to run around and have a good time. No, let's make a game for kids that they're going to blag the parents to buy it, and then let's make it for the pro scene, the MLG, is it? Esports! That's a term that fucks me off more than anything. Alright? You don't see nobody getting injuries in fucking esports, do you? You don't see the careers being ended by a bad tackle in esports, no, unless they get a dislocated thumb, unless they try to go for a fucking trick shot whilst cracking one out! Call of Duty is going downhill. End of. World War II could have just, Call of Duty's drowning as is. That would have been the great big fucking hand of Thor into the ocean. Pull that fucker out and we can enjoy it again. But no, that game is going to drown. That game is going to die. I don't give a shit what they do. It is going to crush under the hype of that game. It's not going to save the franchise. I'm giving them the one last chance, but I think it'll fail miserably. And it bothers me because I love Call of Duty. I loved it anyway, but it's just not Call of Duty anymore. It's something else, and it's definitely something I don't want to be a part of, and that's what bothers me the most. And that's my biggest problem with it.
That was a lot of information to take in. You did hit on a couple of points there that I was going to bring up earlier. That one, if it had been World War II, I would have been genuinely interested, because again, like we were discussing on Facebook earlier today, there hasn't been a World War II game properly, with the exception of maybe the Sniper Elite series, for quite a long time. At least not on the consoles. I know there's been a few on the PC, in like real-time strategy games and that kind of thing. But on the consoles, there hasn't been much World War II. Now, if you think back to the PlayStation 2 days, the early Xbox 360 days, it was all fucking World War II shooters.
And the future market's saturated to shit on new-gen consoles now as well.
Well, well, that's it as well. I mean, if you look at the shooter market now, so take away stuff like Evolve, which is just plain sci-fi. That's just a ridiculous game.
Yeah.
And to a point, Titanfall as well, because we're talking about kind of relatively grounded shooters here. So you've got the likes of, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is largely similar to Black Ops 2, with the exception of the boost jumping and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Exosuits, yeah. Ghosts was fairly similar to Black Ops 1. I think
it's more of a modern warfare kind of game, because Black Ops 1 was set into like the 80s time, whereas Ghost is like semi-future, like a couple of years ahead.
Okay, so Ghost is like Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Battlefield games, which just seem stuck in whatever era they're released in. But they don't. I mean, they've always been since. I think the last past one, there was Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield Vietnam, and then ever since then they've been kind of current times. So they've been whatever period they've been released in. But World War II has not been touched in so long, and it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because I think for all the fact that it was oversaturated back in the day, it's ripe for a good story. I mean, come on, tell me, how much fun was that opening level of Wolfenstein?
It's fucking mint.
Granted, yes, that was alternate past, and it was technically 1946, which wasn't part of the World War. But
yes, but Germany did win, didn't they? Technically, in
that game. But you had World War II weapons. Yes, you had giant walking robots and shit, but we'll just take that out of the equation.
Take Wolfenstein for what it is.
Yeah, an insane fucking game, but based around World War II and then in the 1960s. But yeah, that was a phenomenal game. And then the other point that you made that I want to loop straight back around to is esports. I fucking hate esports. On the simple fact, right? One, they call esports players athletes. I'm sorry, if you can have a 42-inch waist while doing this thing, you are not an athlete.
Well, you can with darts as well.
Hey.
It's true.
Yeah, but you're
I've got to walk 6.5 foot to the board and back lots of times in a night to get my goal.
You also do whilst holding a beer.
Yes, but darts aren't called darts athletes. They're called darts players. There's a difference.
True.
Esports athletes.
Esports, thing is, it had a place at the X Games as well, which is extreme sports.
Yeah.
What's extreme about Call of Duty? But were they playing on a fucking skateboard? Were they going down a half pipe? Were they snowboarding whilst playing? Were you trying to do a drop shot whilst doing a fucking, I don't know, an ollie or whatever? No, were they fuck?
Well, to be fair, it would give a new definition to the term 360 no-scope.
Well, to be fair, I hope they just do that 360 no-scope, miss a shot, and then just fall into a pit of sharks.
But yeah, so the esports thing, and this is the one thing that I don't understand why Call of Duty is so big at it, right? And because, again, you brought this up earlier, Rob. All the weapons in Call of Duty have aim compensation. Every one of them. Yes, to different degrees, but every single thing is aim compensated because you play it with a gamepad. You don't play it with a keyboard and a mouse. So, while
do you think they actually have to turn the auto aim off?
Well, no, but what I think is you can be good at the game, you can be bad at the game, but I don't think it's possible to be professional at a game that helps you. That is the problem. Now, if you went again back to the old days, if you went back to the old Battlefields on the PC, They were with a mouse. There was no such fucking thing as aim compensation. You had to point your mouse at something that you wanted to kill, and if you didn't hit it, you weren't pointing in the right direction.
But in fairness as well, the whole esports thing, which fucking really pisses me off, is they've got auto aim.
Yeah.
They can wear a headset that's 500 quid that is so finely tuned they can hear your footsteps, hear you coming anyway, so they can sound.
Scuff controllers.
They can use scuff controllers or any other brand of controller that's exactly the same with the paddles. There was one put out a while back which looked like a fucking tarantula had mated with a controller. There was sticks connecting to the front and back, then going round, and you could flick your thumb over two sticks, and it was MLG approved. So your hands barely moved. You just sort of twitched your fingers, and then you done a jumping, flipping, fucking spin 360 no scope. Basically everything they've got is using to cheat. Stick them on a normal game with no compensation, with a normal pad, with a normal cheap fucking free headset, and see how well they do.
Or just stick them on Titanfall and push the shit in.
I would
teabag them for fucking days on Titanfall.
Or hey, any three of us, we could always try and invade them in Dark Souls and see how well they do it. Because this is the other thing that I wanted to bring up to all my lovely viewers here, that Robbie and Sneaky are converted people. Because Robbie has not only started playing Bloodborne, but they've both started playing Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, and they both fucking love it. And these are like Call of Duty players who are coming into my house.
Thing is, right, this is gonna sound strange at first, but you're just gonna have to bear with me on this one.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is like beer, alright? I liked it when I was a bit younger, but as I've grown older, you know, you have one or two, feel a bit bloated, feel a bit sick, alright? Yeah. Then Battlefield's like cider. It's quite nice, quite refreshing. Every now and then, not too often, because it can mess me up a little bit, but, you know, it's quite a nice drink. It's something I like to have every now and then.
Nice
Titanfall is Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Daniels, I can drink it till it comes out of my fucking nose, not a problem, and I will be a happy fucker. But if I have it too much, my teeth start hurting, and I'm on the shitter for a week. Now, RPGs, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, it's like a fine wine. Whereas you can't just rush through and drink it, you have to sip it and enjoy it for what it is. It's different, it's new, it's strange, but I quite enjoy it. And over time of me enjoying this fine wine, I've got a fucking taste for it.
I think that is the best analogy to describe Dark Souls and Bloodborne I've ever heard. Well done, Robbie.
Definitely. I totally and utterly agree. I went into Dark Souls absolutely hating it before I'd even turned the game on, because I knew what was coming. I knew the grind in my head. I knew of the grind. I knew of walking around looking at the back of the character and being bored. But within 2 hours, I'd realised that me, Tony, and Robbie, who were all playing together on the Xbox at the time, were completely and utterly hooked. That was it. We're done. We didn't have a chance of escaping from Dark Souls. We played for like 6.5 hours non-stop.
Yeah,
ridiculously good fun.
Long time since we've had a game that's done that to us.
Right. We kept saying halfway through, right, every hour or so, right, are we going to jump on Borderlands 2? Or are we going to jump on Battlefield? Yeah, I'll just finish this boss, or I've just got to run here and collect this, that, and the other, right? An hour later. So we're still playing Dark Souls 2? Yep. Non-stop.
Just another thing I want to touch on with the RPG crowd as well, in general, and I kind of find the community is completely different than anything I've ever experienced before. Yeah, I know there's a few arseholes, but let's face it, every estate's got a couple of dickheads on it.
Mm-hmm.
But how you people put down little summons so you can come and help them, so they can come and help you and stuff like that, and that's something that I've never seen before in a game. Alright, there's been co-op, but not some complete strangers coming into your world. Alright, they'll get some gain out of it, but the main gain really is helping you get past whatever's kicking your ass.
Yeah.
And they are willing to do that. And I've never seen that in a game, because Call of Duty, nobody would fucking stop and help you.
No.
You know, people like that, the RPG crowd now kind of find, like, you know, they're like just nice people. They help old ladies across the street, and that's really what they're doing. They're helping us beat bosses because we're not as good as them, and that's it. And that's something I haven't seen before in a game, and that's something that I really appreciate as well. Like I say, because usually ask someone for help in Call of Duty, it's, go fuck yourself, because I'm fucking your mum, you wanker.
Well, that's the thing. It's always been the thing with the Souls games, that you could summon player assistants to help you, and it was something that was quite. No one expected it to happen when Demon Souls first came out, because it was just like, well, why would anyone want to come and help you? Why not just party up with a friend? It's like, no, just wait, it'll work. Trust me. Just take your time with it. You get there, you get to your boss, you get stuck. You're like, fuck me, how the fuck do I do this? And then you go through and you work out how to do the boss. You're like, I know how to do that now, but you still die because you're not very good yet, or you're not strong enough yet. And you hammer at this particular nail for about 8 or 9 attempts, and it's not going any further into the woodwork. So you're like, well, hang on, what's that on the floor there? Oh, Joe Blogg's somewhere else in the world. He's like 4 levels higher than me. He knows how to do this shit. Let's get him involved. Boom, done. You're through. But then you reciprocate. So when you get to Joe Bloggs' level, when you're 4 or 5 levels down the line, you come back, you drop a summon sign down and go, right, well, you know what, this happened to me. I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to help the next kid who can't do it. And that's the way the community from Dark Souls was built, from Demon Souls was built. And as the wikis grew and people then started organising like invader fight clubs, you know, where a couple of people would summon assistants, so you'd have like 2v2 fighting each other in the middle of a level with fucking zombies and giant monsters kicking off all over the place. And it just became such a wonderful community idea. But then it also meant the game stayed isolationist, because the whole point of Demon Souls and Dark Souls was that you're alone in this world. So that's why there was never any party chat. That's why, you know, it used to be with the first Dark Souls game, if you play that on the 360 and you two try and party chat over on the Xbox 360s, it'll stop you. Because as soon as you go into Dark Souls, it cuts off any party chat. Because the whole idea was you were supposed to be alone, so you weren't supposed to be having someone coaching you through it over the Xbox party chat. That was the point anyway. They relaxed that for Dark Souls 2 a little bit, but yeah, it's something that no one ever thought would work, but has worked really fucking well.
I think it also helps that they appreciate how hard it actually is.
Oh yeah, well, it's hard without being unfair. I mean, I know it feels unfair when you're getting splattered for the 19th time by a boss, like I was with a Shadow of fucking Yharnam the other day. But when you actually work out, and when you actually beat the boss, you go, well, that wasn't so hard.
It's understanding
Yeah.
how the game works. And I like to say every death's a lesson. That's what I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as this, oh, for fuck's sake, I never swear now. When I play Bloodborne and I die, it's because I fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, every time.
Can I just say on the whole summon thing, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Like Mike just said, love the whole aspect of someone helping you, and if you're struggling, you can call them in and help you. I think I've done 5 bosses now, and I've only actually done the first one by myself. The other 4, I've had summons, and I've just stood there and watched them kill them, which I know is kind of abusing the system, really, but I'm really crap at the game, but I do enjoy it. I just want to keep going. I'm getting sick of dying all the time because I'm that poor at it. So now, any summon sign that I see, even if it's just a handful of zombies, I'll call the person in just basically to help us because I'm that bad at it. It is brutally difficult.
It is, but eventually you start to get better at the mechanics, and it's kind of a case of, because you're persisting with it, you'll get to a point where you have to get good. You know, it's like, even with, I mean, I think the area you've reached now, which you said was Lost Bastille. I mean, I went through most of Dark Souls 2 solo, apart from boss fights. I did get a fair bit of help for boss fights, but the majority of the game I went through solo. And Lost Bastille, as soon as I got there, it was like, summon, I need help all the way through this fucking level, because it is there's just so many enemies. You get like proper mobs of enemies. And that was the issue. I just had no crowd control abilities with the build I had.
You don't realise how much you rely on the flask and life gems when you've defeated loads of zombies or whatever's come towards you, and you've done this big fight, and you realise you've taken 2 drinks of the flask, you might only have 2 or 3 gems left, and you still don't know where the next bonfire is.
Oh yeah.
But you know it's going to be some distance away. Then you see a boss bit, you think, oh crap, I either go back through the level and save, which respawns everything, so I've got to do it all again anyway, or I push on and I lose the 20,000 souls that I've got saved up, guarantee, which I could level up with. So do I go back to the first bonfire and level up, or do I start here?
It's that immortal decision, isn't it?
I get stuck all the time thinking, right, if I go back now, I can level up, I'll be a bit stronger, but I've got to fight these 25 enemies again. You know, but the thing is, I keep playing it. That's the beauty of that game. I keep going back to it, and I never ever thought I would.
in the last gen version, there was a little bit of a cheat that a lot of us worked out quite early on, which was there was an item called the Ring of Life Protection, rather, not the Life of Ring Protection. That sounds rude. The Ring of Life Protection, which was it was a ring that you could put on when you died. You would go back to the bonfire, but you wouldn't lose your souls, but the ring would break. And to repair it was 3,000 souls. So, like, when you were in the later levels, it was invaluable because, you know, you were racking up, like, hundreds of thousands of souls working through an area to a boss. You die at the boss. But, hey, you still had all those souls, and you didn't, like, you know how your health bar cuts down?
Yeah.
You didn't, like, that didn't happen. Like, you didn't die.
So you still kept your humanity and whatnot.
Yeah. And it was it was basically 3,000 souls to keep your humanity. And it was like, well, that's great. Scholar of the First Sin comes out. It's 13,000 souls to repair that fucking ring now. It's like, from software, we knew you were doing that, my boys. We'll stop that. Obviously in Japanese voices, though.
Yes.
not gently Englishmen. But yeah, I absolutely adore the fact that you two are into these kind of games now. I mean, I know you have both got quite a wide variety of likes in terms of gaming anyway. But it's one of those things that, especially with Rob with Bloodborne, and again, I'm going to tell all the viewers this.
That game has kicked my ass. It's nearly broken me many times.
So Rob picked up the game. I think it was the day after release day. You got it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got it on the Saturday. It's like 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, and I was sad. I think I was about 3 bosses into the game by the point that Rob was really getting into it. He played it a bit, died a couple of times, thought, no, I'm going to play something else and I'll come back to it. And there was one point I was sat, I'd just been recording, I turned my phone back on, and I have just got like 13 messages from Rob going, the fucking cleric beast, I hate this fucking twat, kill me again, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, all the way down. I was just like, yeah, welcome to Bloodborne, mate.
The cleric beast pushed my shit in fucking numerous times. I'm still trying to get it back out.
Yes, but then you did get through Father Gascoigne on the first go.
Yeah, true. First time, didn't
Yeah,
that was like over.
It was like 8th time for me to beat him.
I summoned someone in who did most of the work, but at that point I figured out Molotovs are fucking brilliant.
Oh, yes.
But Robbie, didn't the wolves kill you before you even got to the character?
Fuck off with the wolves!
Over and over.
Fuck them wolves. Even though I know I can beat them, I was walking through the town in Old Yarnham and I saw 2, dealt with them no problem, but that same feeling of, oh shit, went through my mind when I saw them fuckers. Every time I see wolves, it's like, fuck. Just immediately stop and have to assess any situation with wolves in now.
And how did you deal with the one that burst through the door as you were walking past the bridge?
I'd watched your Let's Play about 5 minutes before getting the level, so I knew he was coming. So I just waited for him, like, I know you're there, and I also spotted the one on the church on the other side of the building as well. Just waiting, like, clawing on like fucking Spider-Man, like, hey!
You see, this is the problem with me doing Let's Plays, especially with getting the jump scares in, because now you see them and you know them.
I'm gonna stop going through as you go through a thing, because I do, like, every time I'm about to crack on, it's generally like, I'll just see how Mike did this first. And then I know what's gonna happen, and I know what I'm about to fight, but I think I'm gonna stop doing that and just get a few episodes behind you and then just go at it as and when, because I'm probably not getting the full experience that way.
Well, to be fair, half the experience is like the discovery of things.
It's learning as well.
Yeah, it's like literally the episode that I put up yesterday, or today as we're recording, which was Bergenworth, which is not as Welsh as it sounds.
But not in the valleys.
No, it's not in the valleys.
Does look Welsh though.
Yeah, it does. But it's actually a really small area. There's only like 10 enemies in the whole area before you get to the boss fight. But when you actually get there, it's like it's on the edge of a lake, and the moon is hanging so low, and you just look out, and you're like, "Holy shit, this place is amazing!" And then something starts throwing fireballs at you, and you realise you got to really fucking leg it.
And you realise, yep, I'm in Cardiff.
Yep.
I will say I watched that video, and there's something that stands out that you tend to say a lot, Mike, and I don't think you realise it. It's, what the fuck is that?
Well,
what the fuck is it? No, seriously, what the fuck is that? And all the way through that little Welsh town whose name I can't remember now. Even
Bergenworth.
That's the one.
Just think of Ron Burgundy.
Pontypridd, aye. Pretty much every enemy, especially that head leech thing that sucks your brains out. You said, what the fuck is that? And you killed that one, and you turned the next one, the big one was there. What the fuck is that? It was like,
okay, so to be fair, for Bergenworth, there was two kinds of enemies that you don't encounter anywhere else in the world. But then you had the brain sucker thing, which I had actually fought before. I'd fought them twice in other parts of the game, but I didn't realise he was one of them until he started sucking me fucking brain out. And it's really fucking creepy the way the actual character model does it. And then there was there was this. Seriously, Rob, you've got to watch it. In fact, it's this giant fucking millipede thing that arches its front end up and hurls fireballs at you from a distance, and then spams you with magic when you get up close. And I literally come down to this point where it was stood, and it started throwing fireballs at. I was like, what the fuck is that? I got out of the way, and then I got close to it, and getting closer to it didn't explain what the fuck it was.
It's gonna be like seeing your mother-in-law with no clothes on, like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, no, don't need to see.
It breathes.
And then of course you get to the boss, and you know how I feel about spiders. Well, the boss is called Rom, the vacuous spider, and
I love spiders.
And he has like 13 little spiders who come towards you. Now, he himself doesn't actually do much damage to you until you get to the later part of the fight, but he's got all these little fucking spider minions that are just fucking dying to be killed. Sorry, I don't like spiders.
What did you do? Attack him with a rolled up newspaper?
Well, the lightning infused Tonitrus, but yeah, kind of.
Oh, that Tonitrus looks sick. I can't wait to pick that up.
Yeah,
I got killed off a giant tree frog today.
Is that when you're out on your walk?
A giant tree frog with massive fucking eyeballs sat on us and smacked us around with his big head, and I died. I didn't even know how the hell I got there.
Yeah, that is not it's not a frog, it's called a basilisk, and they've been in since the first Dark Souls.
It's a fucking tree frog, man. You seen the size? It's got a big fucking green bog.
So you effectively got teabagged by Kermit.
Oh.
It's not easy being green. Yeah, the basilisks are bastards. There's a couple of large ones in the the PS3 version that I've got. I can't imagine, because I was reading there's a thread on the Extra Life forums about all the changes in the Xbox One and PS4 versions, and I'm just looking through going, well, that shouldn't be there, that shouldn't be there, that shouldn't be there. What the fuck's that dragon doing?
That's kind of one of the big things now about boss placement. They've changed it all around. It's like the ones who used to shoot you with bow and arrows in the Xbox 360 and the PS3 version, they don't shoot with bow and arrows anymore. No, they throw fucking fire at you.
Well, God, they really have changed things up.
Warkid was going through your videos, mate, and he was like, right, well, I want some tips and bits and bobs and everything on Dark Souls. He's really well into it. I think he's pretty much near the end of it, in fairness. And he got through a lot of yours, and he kept having to stop, go back to his game, and started playing, and was like, wait, that's not there. I've got a petrified statue in front of us or whatever. What's behind it? But you were just walking straight through the doorway into this, that, and the other, and you had Warkid completely and utterly confused. He didn't realise there was any difference between the two games.
Right. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of difference between the two games. Someone's talking in the background.
I think me kids are going to bed.
Alright, fair enough. Well, I tell you what, so we can let Sneaky go and tell his kids a bedtime story and be father of the year once again. We shall wrap this up.
The monster doesn't live under your bed, no. He lives in the cupboard.
Yeah.
If you don't go to sleep right now, he's going to come and get you.
Is that what you tell your little boy, is it, Robbie?
I do, but he can't understand me, so I usually just give him a little bit extra vodka and he goes to sleep.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm joking, I don't like vodka. He has some of my Jack Daniels.
What are you doing?
Parenting near Stoke.
Hey!
Anyway, so if you enjoyed this nearly hour-long rant, thank you so much for sticking with it. You deserve a medal for getting to this point. Listen to us ramble on about Call of Duty and then Dark Souls, as if the two should ever come together. But I want to say thank you to the wonderful Sneaky Johnson.
No problem, bud. Thanks for having us, mate.
And to the one and only BiPolarBear.
I expect my check to be in the post.
Well, just the check for your venereal disease, but not a bank check.
That's not a check, that's a check up.
Anyway, thank you all for listening and for watching, and I'll see you next week for the next Crucible Chat. Good night.